Welcome students. In the previous class we had studied the various codification method, and in today's class we will be studying about the various pricing of materials, the methods which are used to calculate the pricing of materials. So now let us start. The price which is going to be charged from customers can be calculated by using one of the following methods. The first one is first in first out method. In this method, the material which is received first are issued first. For example, if 10 items are received in a sequence of 1 to 10, the first item will be issued first. The issue are priced at cost price of the oldest assignment, the oldest consignment, till it gets exhausted. As soon as the oldest lot is exhausted, the issues are priced at the cost price of next of the oldest lot in the sequence. The closing stock is valued at a cost price of latest consignment. Now let us consider an example. For example, on 1st of April, 2000 units purchased at rupees 50 per unit. See here. Then on 5th of April, 500 units were purchased at rupees 60 per unit. Now these are the two lots 1 and 2. On April 10th, 300 units were sold. How they will be sold? See here. From the first lot, 200 units at rupees 50, and from the second lot 100 remaining. Students, I forgot to mention that on 1st April only 200 units were purchased, not 2. I had accidentally written 2000, it is 200. So from the first lot 200 were selected, from the second lot remaining 100 were selected. So the cost of the first 200 will be 10,000 and the next 100 will be 6,000. So the total money will be 16,000. So students, this was regarding the selling of units. Now the issue of 300 units will be price as under. From the first lot 200 units at rupees 5, that is 1000, and then at rupees 6 it is 600. The value of closing stock of 400 units that are left is 2400 rupees. Now the next is last in first out method. It is reverse of the first one. In this method, the price of the latest consignment is used for calculating value of issue until the consignment is exhausted. For example, 500 units were purchased at rupees 5, and then on the 6th April 300 units were purchased at rupees 6 per unit. On 10th of the April 400 units were sold. So to issue 400 units, 300 from the first and 100 from the second. 300 from the latest one and the 100 from the first one on the April 1st. The cost will be 2300 rupees. The closing stock of the next 400 will be at rupees 50, that is 2000. Now the average cost method. In this method, when the new cost of goods is received, the total value of goods in the stock is averaged out. Divide by the total quantity in hand will give the average price until new stock is received. Instead of simple average, where only unit cost is considered, weighted average cost can also be used. Following two lots were purchased. See the example during April 2005. One was 1000 units at rupees 3 and other was 5000 units. Now the simple average cost will be rupees 4. If we just consider the cost, 5 plus 3 equal to 8 divided by 2, 4. While the weighted average cost will be, see here, at rupees 3, 1000 items, they were 3000, and then at rupees 5, there were 5,000 items, so they are of 25,000 rupees. A total of 6,000 items with an average cost, with a total cost of 28,000 were purchased. So when we divide 28,000 by 6,000, we get cost per unit to be 4.67. So this is the benefit of weighed cost. The next is the replacement price method, also known as market price method. In this method, the material issues are charged at a predetermined price. The standard price is fixed after careful examination of current market price and the trend. This price is applicable only for a particular period and it changes with the market price. This price includes acquisition cost, invoice price and transport charges. Next comes the inflated price method. In the inflated price method, it is used for goods which are subject to some kind of wastage. The total is divided by the quantity expected to be finally available for use. For example, loss of breaking the bulk, evaporation, etc. 100 packets of menthol were purchased at a rate of 60 per packet. We all know that menthol vaporizes. So there will be a wastage of quantity. There is a wastage of 10% of menthol during its storage. So the total cost of 100 packets is 6,000. Material left after wastage, so according to 10%, it is the remaining will be 90 packets. So after calculating the cost for 90 packets, it will be 66.66 for each packet. So an increase of 6.66 rupees is there, which will cover up the losses. The last is the standard price method. In this method, the material issues are priced as actual acquisition cost. This method is applicable where purchases are made for a specific job and are kept physically separate in a storeroom. So these were all about the various pricing methods of pricing of materials. So you are all familiar now with the various methods of pricing. The first one was FIFO, first in, first out. The second one is last in, first out. Yes, students, the third one, see here, the third one is average cost method. It is average cost method. Fourth one is replacement method, replacement price method, and the last is standard price method or the standard method. And also one is left, that is inflated price method due to wastage, that is inflated price method. So this was all about the pricing of materials. Now the next topic is pricing, price control on bulk and drug formulation. Now how the price is controlled for bulk drugs or formulations? See students, the retail price is fixed by the government for a new drug under paragraph 5 of Drug Price Control Order 2013. It came into force on 15th of May 2013. It regulates price of 348 drugs. The ceiling price of scheduled formulations of specified strength and dosage are specified under the first schedule, which are calculated as follows. First, the average price. First, the average price to retailer of the scheduled formulation shall be calculated. The average price mentioned here, see how it is to be calculated. The sum of prices to retailer of all brands and generic versions of the medicine having market share more than or equal to 1% of the total market turnover. This is to be divided by the total number of such brands and generic versions on the basis of moving annual turnover to that of medicine. Here is the total market turnover, see above. here the total market turnover, here is the annual turnover. Then the ceiling price of the scheduled formulation is to be calculated. It is calculated as the formula ceiling price, where the average price is to be multiplied with 1 plus m by 100. Now PS stands for the average price to retailer, which we calculated in step 1. The next is M, which is the percent margin to the retailer and its value. While fixing a ceiling price or scheduled formulation and retail price of drug, 16% of a price to retailer as a margin to the retailer shall be allowed. This is known as the margin percent. By default, it is always calculated to be 16%. Next comes the maximum retail price. The maximum retail price of scheduled formulation can be calculated by addition of ceiling price to that of local taxes applicable. Ceiling price was calculated in step number 2, and then the local taxes when added to it, they calculates the MRP, maximum retail price. So the calculation of a retail price of formulation, the retail price of formulation is calculated by this formula, Rp equal to MC plus Cc plus Pm plus Pc multiplied by 1 plus MAPE divided by 100 plus Ed. You must remember this to calculate the retail price of formulation, where Rp means the retail price, MC means the material cost. This is the cost of material. Cc means the conversion, this is the cost of conversion, the manufacturing cost. Then PM means the cost of packing, this refers to the cost of packing. Next PC, PC represents the packing charges. These are packing charges. This MAPE refers to maximum allowable post manufacturing expenses. These are calculated by manufacturer, and ED means excise duty. ED is only for imported products. These are post manufacturing expenses, and it is excise duty. So students, this is how we calculate the retail price of a formulation. Just remember this formula. I once again write Rp, retail price, is equal to material cost plus conversion carrying cost plus packing manufacturing cost plus packing charging cost, this multiplied with 1 plus maximum allowable post manufacturing expenses, and to all this excise duty is added if it is an imported formulation. So students, you must be remembering this formula to calculate each and every retail price for a particular drug. So this was all about the pricing method of the bulk formulation, and how to calculate the ceiling price, the average price, the maximum retail price, and the retail price of a formulation. So keep revising them, and this was all regarding your chapter number 4, that is drug house management.